It's like Chris is probably getting all his stuff together.
Hey guys, send out some last minute text messages, and we'll give it till about 9:05, and then we'll get started about 5 minutes from now, 4 minutes from now.
Okay.
Okay.
You mute it so that your voice doesn't interrupt what's going on.
Oh.
You like your videos. Everyone mutes it. No, I'm fine.
Oh.
Mute it.
Your people know.
Yeah. As you're jumping on, please mute your phones. We'll be getting started in any second. Ricky, you're starting us off, aren't you?
Yeah, Chris, give me 1 minute, buddy, and I'll get started.
All right.
All right, guys, it's about 9:05. Thank you all for hopping on our weekly team Zoom. I just wanted to recognize all the rank ups that had happened up through today. And if I say your name, I apologize about that. We have Jill Miller hit silver. We have Trinity Kesey hit platinum. We have Candy McGaffey hit silver. Bonnie Bledsoe hit bronze. Betty Quinn hit bronze. Desiree Jancy hit bronze. Lori Hubert hit gold. Kirsten Olivares hit diamond. Jackie Kobe hit bronze. Lindsay Brisky hit silver. Courtney Jenkins, double ranked this month, bronze and silver. Great job. Errol Green, gold. Misty Van Urkel hit bronze. Molly Rinks hit gold. Holly Martin hit bronze. Glenda Goodwin hit silver. Christopher Miller hit gold. Tammy Mixon hit gold. Kim Clary, bronze. Candida Morgan, bronze. Cindy Feaster, black diamond. Great job. Gina Forrest, diamond. Great job. Congratulations on your rank ups this week, guys. It's not over. We're going to finish this week pretty strong. Everything is smooth sailing now. I just want to congratulate all of you guys for ranking up this month. Great job, team. Over to you, Chris.
Awesome. Hey guys, today we're gonna focus on the core values of what has made what we're doing so special, how we're growing, and then we're going to talk and have different leaders jump on board and kind of share, how do you effectively do certain components of the business, right? And so many people so many people a lot of times will sit there and go, well, how do I get somebody on the phone? How do I do a three-way and all that? It's uncomfortable and all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some people jump on board and maybe role play how they go about doing that. How do you, comfortably transition from one position to another? You heard me roughly share that last week. Guys, for those of you that don't know about the, whoever wants to run to bronze, there is a new Facebook group that is basically focused on that. You heard us talk briefly last week all about, focusing in on the new rank, the new person. And, many times in companies, organizations, teams, whatever you want to call it, we get focused in on celebrating all the big victories. I mean, we had Ian Prather in our group, hit, Crown Ambassador. Incredible from a big perspective, but most people can't visualize that. In fact, a year ago, he wouldn't have been able to visualize that, right? I mean, his team's doing now double, triple, quadruple, if not more. I think it would be whatever the word is for 5 or whatever or more times business than what he's ever done in his life in this career of direct sales, right? His team is absolutely blowing up. And he has, literally double, triple the volume outside of his biggest organization, bigger than what he's ever built, which is just amazing. But as I talk about that, there's many people on this call that they look at hitting bronze as a big deal, right? And guys, bronze, who was talking about it earlier? It was either Gavin or Amy when I was talking to them earlier. We're talking about, how it's only so many customers. And it's not all your customers. It's 34 customers? You guys figured out exactly what the numbers were on Dose to basically hit bronze. And guys, when you start breaking things down and compartmentalize it, and I was talking to Lori Wyndham last night, which is going to lead into another conversation, but she was sharing, she goes, Chris, I don't know the comp plan like you do. She goes, you know what I do when somebody asks me about the comp plan? I ask them how much they made, and she gives me an example of a girl in her group that made $1,800. And he goes, she goes, how many hours a week are you working your business? And the girl told her, and it was like very part-time hours. She goes, okay, so let's break down what your check was by the hour. And then the girl realized very quickly that her check was way bigger than what she was making on her traditional job that she's been working on for years. So her part-time gig that she's working very part-time hours is paying her more per hour dramatically over her traditional job. So guys, when we look at it, that's really how we have to look at this. And I said, Lori, this is the best way to explain the comp plan. Because at the end of the day, it's like the time money chart that I'm not going to go all into this, but I don't know if y'all can see this, but the time money chart in the beginning, if you say this is time, right, at the top, and you got money right here at the bottom, in the beginning, you spend a lot of time. If you had to split this up, I don't even see that. But basically, in the beginning, you put more time in to make a little bit of money. And then what happens as you get going, you end up putting in less time and make way more money. And, on the job, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So, guys, you invest in yourself in a part-time basis, and you put in the time, and what happens is exponentially it will start to grow. It'll start to grow. It'll start to grow. And I said that'll lead into the next thing. Guys, it is so important, and I know that we have so many people in this group that are doing it, but we have to have a one team, one dream philosophy. We have many people in this organization that are cross-line, sideline, whatever you want to call it. And guys, we are literally cheering on, like, Ricky's talking to Lori all the time, and Lori, hit her rank, the other day, which is incredible. Still a week left in, and she just hit Royal Crown Ambassador. And, Ricky was cheering her on. He wasn't sitting there going, well, there's a bunch of crap, like he was cheering her on. And guys, we have to make sure that we're all not only cheering on sideline and cross line, but supporting everyone. Because this is what happens. When someone that you're working on, right, a prospect, in your mind, it's the best prospect you've ever talked to, right? And you go to talk to that person, and their friend who might have worked with somebody else, sideline, somebody that they knew, might be acquaintance, it might be a friend or whatever, but that person didn't win. And other people, sideline or cross-line, whatever you want to call it, didn't support that person. Well, guess what? That just screwed it up for your prospect, because now they're sitting there going, well, my friend tried it and it didn't work. Well, I know somebody that tried that before and it didn't work at all, or whatever. Guys, when someone loses, no matter where they are in the company, it hurts all of us. When people don't win, it affects everybody. This isn't like, we're trying to win the Super Bowl against another team. We want to kick their butt. Yes, we want to, our team to always be the number one team in the, in the company and organization. Of course we want that, and we still are. But the point is that we have to cheer and work with everybody, no matter whose team they're in. And that's just the culture and the mentality that we have to have as a company, as a team. And look, I heard Gavin tell the story a week or so ago with Shane McCardle. He had somebody in one of the group pages that basically it was a customer. And Shane took the time. He gets zero money whatsoever from anything that Gavin does, except for when all these pools and stuff kick in later on, right? Then he'll get paid on all that. But he'll be like, I'm glad I did that. But with that, he got on a call and basically smoothed everything over with one of Gavin's customers, and there was zero benefit for him other than someone that worked with our company had a positive experience. And guys, that's how it has to be for everyone. So it's so important that we work with everyone, that we work sideline, that we all work with each other. There's a lot of organizations. I mean, just in Ricky's organization alone. Ricky, how many frontline people do you have? Gavin has, 60 to 80 frontline people. Imagine if all those people said, we're not going to work with the other people. And he has these team pages with all these frontline people. What if everybody said, well, I'm not going to work with that other person because they're not my direct line of sponsorship and all that? Like, that'd be crazy. So we have to make sure that, one, that is a philosophy that we go towards. We have to make sure that, one, we're celebrating all the victories, no matter whose team they're in. Because, guys, every single one of you all and every story leads to another story. We build this business one story at a time. We become master storytellers who, in someone else's organization that might have won or had a story that would resonate with someone else when you share that story. That's why it's important for us to all have good relationships and for us all to understand everyone else's stories. And
Hi, Chris.
Because facts tell, stories sell. And that's the bottom line. So I wanted to throw that out there because it's so important. Next topic, and this is all the fun stuff that I just love to talk about, right? Every week I have to start off with all the things that are really important, but it's where our head is and where our focus is. The other thing is we started this bronze call, and guys, we have a lot of calls, right? So then when we look at it, we have some people that are working this full time. We have some people that work in it part time, some people spare time. When we created the culture of what we were going to create, we talked about creating an environment that everyone felt accepted and loved and celebrated no matter what they did. Guys, there are people that are going to enter your business, and all they're going to do is drink the coffee and get on these Zoom calls every week. Some of them might be a year or two, and they won't do a darn thing in the business. And if you don't make them feel loved and accepted, then you're screwing up. I was on a Ray Higdon call that I watched, and I think it was Jen Marsh, and there was another lady from another company. It was like two other ladies. And they shared their story. And guys, if you haven't heard Jen Marsh's story, it's pretty phenomenal. She did a write-up and all that and what this business has done for her. It's a great story for you to share. Oh, but you're not an organization. Oh, my God, you can't work with her. That's a joke, right? So really, she has a great story that you may want to share with other people. And on this call, there was a lady that was literally drinking or taking whatever the product was of the company that she was in for a long time. And she even joined another company to go, and she realized, well, I've been taking this product and I love it, but she never did anything in the business. And then all of a sudden, after years of just taking the product, decided to engage and ran straight to the top. And one of the things that she talked about in that, that Ray talked about was the fact that you have to love on everybody no matter where they are. Because there are people that are just going to drink the coffee for a while. And then something is going to change in their life. And the timing is going to be perfect. And all of a sudden, they are going to explode. But if you make them feel uncomfortable because they're not getting on all the calls, and they're not doing this, or they're not engaging, or they're not working the business to the way that you think they should be doing, you're going to push those people away. They're going to resent you and think you're a jerk. So this is just the bottom line. So when Larry and Taylor, when we were at the home office last month or this month, beginning of the month, they talked about how creating that environment to where, see, people that are looking for a home-based business, people that drive Uber, people that are doing something else, most of them are looking for just freedom and flexibility. Well, guys, if you're not flexible on, if you don't do this, I'm not working with you, or I'm not talking to you, the only way I cut somebody off is if they're constantly negative. It's the only way I cut somebody off. And I still love on them. I'm just not going to talk to them much because I don't want them to bleed their negativity off on me and poison my freaking brain, right? And it's just like you would never let somebody come into your brand new car or right into your living room and pee on your rug, would you? I know some of y'all go, oh my God, I can't believe he's talking about somebody urinating on the floor. But you wouldn't let somebody come in and pee on your couch. You wouldn't let them pee on your rug. You wouldn't let them pee on your computer. Why do you let them pee on your brain? Why do you let people poison or pee negativity into your brain? So don't talk to negative people. It's pretty simple. So guys, if you wouldn't let them pee on your rug, don't let them pee in your brain, right? And I had to give you a visual because people think in pictures. I hate to do it. I know you're like, oh, that's gross. But people think in pictures. And if you don't visualize that happening, then when someone's talking negative, you're just going to let them sit there and talk negative. Imagine somebody peeing in your ear and you're going to be like, ooh, get away from me. You're gross. Is disgusting, right? You have to disassociate from these negative people, period. Not on my brain. I see Lizzie over there screaming, not in my brain. So guys, it's so important to make people feel loved and accepted no matter what they are doing. This is a part-time business for many people. Guys, one of the best audios everyone can listen to is Jim Rohn, Building Your Organization. And he talks about how when he lost his part-time story, it was like he didn't know what to do. He's like, imagine if you could just tell people, you know, you got a new car, whatever else in your life changed. Man, it's amazing what this little part-time business I've been doing has done, right? Guys, so with that being said, all of these calls are being recorded. And because we believe in simplicity and we have some smart people that encouraged, like Gavin, that basically shared, hey, we need a new whatever, so where it's easier for people to find the video, audio replays. Some people spell my name wrong when they go look on YouTube. So what we've done is we created ZoomReplay.com. Can everybody remember that? ZoomReplay.com. That is where all of our recordings are now, right? So we don't have to figure it out. You don't have to worry about misspelling my name. Replay is spelled Replay. I think everybody do. I just said, did I say I or Y? No, I said Y. But at any rate, so zoomreplay.com. So now for the, and guys, I'm guilty of this one, but we have the opportunity Zoom every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, right? And I always look for the code and I can't find the code and I save it in place and I can't find it. And I'm like trying to send it to people and it's confusing. So guess what we did? We have Elevate to Happy. And since people are looking for info, it's .info instead of .com. So we have elevatetohappy.com for our weekly team Zooms and our trainings. We have zoomreplay.com for our replays. And we have elevatetohappy.info for all of the opportunity Zooms. So guys, we're trying to get everything so simple so that there's zero way that people can mess this up, right? Because what are people looking for? Freedom and flexibility. And if there's another reason why they can't do it, they're going to make up reasons, okay? And I'm going to give y'all a quick tip. People are looking for a reason to fail. So we're all working the same company. We're all working the same product. We've all had the same comp plan, same challenges. I just had somebody literally messaging me, my volume's going down. And it's like, what is this text, positive or negative, right? It's what you focus on. Then we have other teams. Guys, this team is already up almost $200,000 over last month. Almost $200,000. We're going to close out well over $300,000 over last month. I don't think there's much of a problem if we have that kind of growth, right? It's where your focus is. It's what we think about. It's what we think about, we bring about. If you're always focused like Eeyore, whatever, you got to be Tigger in this business. You got to be fired up. You have to be excited. You have to be passionate. And you have to attract people into what it is that you're doing. Guys, I say this every week, and I'm gonna turn it over to somebody to talk about how they transfer into a three-way call. We'll have a few people. I'll be quiet, but guys, you have to be in the right mindset before you pick up the phone, because if your energy sucks, they feel it, whether you know it or not. It doesn't matter if you say all the right things. I remember one of the books that I read was called The Greatest Networker. It's by John Milton Fogg. I believe it's like the world's greatest networker. I know I have it over here, but it's by John Milton Fogg. And I remember reading this book, and this guy, I think it's called The World's Greatest Networker. I'm 99% sure. Look up John Milton Fogg. I'm sure you're going to find it. But in this, it tells the story of this guy, and he was like, he was basically doing all the right things, saying all the right stuff, but his energy sucked. And the book didn't tell you that right off the bat. But what happened is he recruited this person, and he's been recruiting a bunch of people, and none of them did anything. Anybody can relate with that, right? You recruit people and don't do anything. Guys, the conversation I'm having now, and I'm going to use Gavin's example because I talk to him 50 times a day. He calls me. I call him, whatever. He's always FaceTiming me and all that stuff. But, the conversation is totally different now than it was even a few months ago. Like, the conversation is like, everything's blowing up. It's blowing up. This blowing up. That's blowing up. It's wild. It's crazy. Everybody's duplicating like crazy. Like, this is energy. This is what he's saying. What do you think's happening? That. But there was a while that he only had a couple people doing things. And it was mainly him doing a whole bunch. And he brought on, one person started to do stuff, and then another person started to do stuff, and another. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, and now his reality in his mind is the whole thing is blowing up and everybody's blowing up. Isn't that a lot better mindset to have than nobody in my team does anything, right? So what is the conversation you're having with yourself before you pick up the phone? Because if it's in the not good space, then that's what you're going to attract. So in this book, he brings on this guy, and this guy all of a sudden blew up. And then all of a sudden, The only thing that changed is he brought in somebody that actually started to do it. And then it was like everything that this guy did started to turn to gold. The things that he was doing, he was saying the same things and nothing was happening. He was saying the right things. He was getting up in front of the room and doing the presentation. And most people would say it was a great presentation. But what happened is when this guy blew up, his belief system changed. Like, oh my God, this really works. Like, what in the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden, everybody was attracted to him. Everybody he talked to started to enroll. My wife is telling me, I told y'all, she's always in the background, like, coaching me. Calm down. Calm down, Shweta. You're waking up the whole house. But the bottom line is that it's your energy that attracts people. It's what you feel. They feel that. Whether you're on the phone or not, they feel it, they know it, and they believe it. It's an energy, it's a vibration, whatever you want to call it. The good book says life and death through the words of our lips, and that speak things how you want them to be, not how they are today. And the bottom line is that when you start speaking it, you start believing it, and then you start to receive it. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over. We have so many rock stars in this team. I just went off on a rant, but there's the deal. We have simplicity in the shift of passing the ball to somebody else. And if you're trying to do this all by yourself, you're not going to win the same way you will if you basically start passing the ball. So I'm going to just mute myself out, and we're going to have some superstars jump on board that are going out there leading by example, and they're doing three-way calls. Let's get a couple examples of people. Share how you would pass the ball and how you would, basically get someone else on the phone as your third-party credibility.
Hey, Chris, before anybody starts, we had a couple of more rank ups that I skipped by accident, and one of them just came up. Hallie Sukup. She just came in onto the team last month, and she just hit goal. Congratulations. And Roberto Pastrana out of Arizona hit platinum. Congratulations, Roberto.
Woohoo! I know we're all muted out, but in your mind, you need to celebrate it like somebody just won the lottery, right? Like
and we are completely maxed out on our Zoom. We're up to 200 members, so great job, team, getting your teams involved into our team Zoom. This is the first time we've maxed out our Zoom. Congratulations.
Great job, guys. All right, who's going to start the three-way call? Pass the ball.
I love doing three-ways, but I get tired of talking. I love everybody else on the Zooms because I'm here to learn too. So I'm always a volunteer. Shane, we're doing it. I'm calling you out.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Kirsten Olivares, and I do three-way calls with Shane McCardle. And this is how I do them. So when someone asks me a question, I say, you know what? That's a really good question. I don't know the answer. All I know is that when I drink this coffee, I feel amazing. But my friend Shane, he knows so much about this coffee and this business. I'm going to bring him on the line. And that's how I do it. It's that simple. I don't ask them for their permission to let me introduce them to Shane. I just tell them about Shane, and I edify Shane and tell them how great he is and how knowledgeable that he is. And then I connect Shane to the call. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you found value in that.
We did. Who's next?
Hey, Chris, I'll go. I might as well piggyback that since she said so many nice things about me. Boy, Kristen, I'll get you some money. So listen, guys, I look at it like this. The Connect is like this. And this is how it comes so easily for myself. And this is what I try to teach all the time, is that if we come from a place of caring, and just think of it like you're buying something and you want the best possible information, or if you're looking up something, you want the best possible information. So when the potential customer has a question, just has a question, isn't it fair to say that that customer would appreciate getting the best possible answer for the question? And I say, don't wait for the third question. Don't wait for the fifth question, the seventh question. The first question that they have, let the person know. That is a really good question. And if you don't know the answer to that question, that's a really good question. I don't know the answer to that. How about if let's get my friend Shane on the phone, let's get my friend Kirsten on the phone, whoever it is on the phone, to get us the answer to that question, because everybody loves to help people. Genuinely, that's where everybody is. They like to help other people. And if that person is going to help you get something, get an answer, they're going to love to help you. So if you're getting both of you the answer to that question, the person's going to feel apt to get on the phone with somebody right there on the spot, and have people lined up that you can call. If somebody doesn't answer the phone, have a second person, have a third person, get somebody on the call right away, and grab that answer for them. That shows a number of different things. It shows a potential customer that, man, there's a lot of support and a lot of caring going on in this company. Wow, to be able to just hop on the phone and get somebody who knows so much more about this product at the whim like that, that customer is going to know that we are on to something huge here, and we're a company that cares. It also lets that potential customer know that in the future that they don't need to know everything. They don't need to know everything to be able to do the business in this. That when you refer back where they've all of a sudden shared this product with 4 or 5 people, maybe 6 people, and you said, boy, why don't you join this business? Like, you'd be great at this. Look at, you already shared it with 6 people. This is crazy. That person, when they say, because they're going to probably say this, yeah, but I don't know as much as you. Or they're going to say, yeah, but I haven't done this ever before. And they're going to start doubting themselves, and you can resort back to the time where you said, well, don't you remember when I first started out and I first introduced the product to you? I didn't know everything, and I just reached up and got my friend on the phone, and always call them friend. Don't call them upline or anything silly like that. Like, don't be weird about it, right, Chris? Don't be weird. Just call them your friend. Call them your your really smart person that you know. Call them whatever else, but don't call them upline. And they're going to know that at the time that they introduced them to it, that they didn't know anything either. And they're going to be looking at you going, wow, you know what? You're absolutely right. You didn't know anything, and there was support there. So just don't come from here in your mind. Come in from your heart. That what you're really doing is you're doing what's best for that person. You're doing what's best for them by getting the best possible answer to a question that they had. That's it. Pretty simple. Oh, and by the way, sorry to jump back in, but I forgot about this. There's also an opportunity for a 3-way call that you can have when somebody is telling you about their experience. And when you follow up with the person, you ask them how it's been going, and they say, oh my goodness, like today, I had a young lady talk to me about her, she had a medical condition that had to do with her guts. And I can't remember the big name for it, but she had told me this story. And I said, oh my goodness, would you mind sharing that story with my friend that introduced it to me? He loves to hear about these stories. This story would blow him away. And then the person feels it. You know what? Wow, of course, because they want to help. Of course, they want to jump in and introduce them to somebody else, that opportunity as well, because people want to be included into something that's big. They want to belong. And if we show them that we're an amazing company that you want to belong to because we're caring on people, and that's a recipe for success. I'll end it on that one, buddy.
Shane,
Anybody else want to share any goods on a 3-way connect?
I was going to add this in, Chris. You know what's funny is every day I'm still doing 3-way calls to this day, exactly how I did when I first started building this on day one. And it's the one thing y'all emphasize to do, and it's the one thing that I challenge my team to do on a daily basis. And it's crazy because you really can see who's having growth from doing 3-way calls and who's kind of stagnant based on how many calls they're doing. But I will say this as someone that's doing the majority of the 3-way calls, I've never done a call where it didn't at least help progress the person to the next step. Whether it be they had questions about the ingredients, or it be questions they had about the business, or it went from sample to customer or customer to distributor. Your goal with three-way call is always to help people go to the next step. Now, with that being said, you don't have to overthink it. Just kind of exactly how Shane just said. Just connect them. Just say, like with Chris today, I'll use Holly, for example. Holly, are you on the Zoom, by the way? It's her first team Zoom. She just joined today, so I want to welcome her. But Holly, are you on here? There's like 200 people, so there's a lot to go through. I don't know. Anyways, Holly came on board today. You know, hello?
Hello, I am. I'm on here.
Hey, welcome. So you could probably share with the Zoom that I didn't put you on a three-way call right away. I talked to you, but I've been in the business for 8 months now. I'm pretty well versed. If you're brand new, you need to do a three-way call because you legitimately don't know it. But when you're into this journey, you're going to be able to share with people what they need to know to have success. But the point of the three-way call is just to instill belief. I got on the phone with Holly today, and Holly dialed in when I was talking to Chris. I said, Chris, I just want you to share with Holly your story and boost her belief. That was the only objective of the call. And if you focus on nothing more than just boosting belief for the person on the call and what we're doing, where we're going, where we've been, like what we have, that's it. That's literally it. It's just getting people so fired up, whether it's about their experience or it's about being a customer or it's about sharing this with everyone. I mean, the three-way call is the most essential thing of this entire business. Whether you're using social media or not, the three-way call is everything. And I focus every single day to do 2 three-way calls. If I can't find time to do a call, I'll do a Facebook message just introducing my new person or whoever has a question. Hell, half the time it's just a customer that's having a great experience, and I just put them in a chat with Vincent, Ricky, and Chris, just like Shane just said. And I'm like, hey, this person's having a great experience. Guys, it's really that simple. Actually, I know that Vincent Rose is out there, and he's sitting there just dying to say something. Oh, it is. Vince, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
I know you want to talk on this topic. Am I right?
I love talking on this topic because it's incredibly powerful and it's incredibly important. And I'm not going to go into the details of how to do it. That's already been covered, so there's no need to backtrack. What I will tell you guys is the reason that is so powerful is it adds in 30 credibility. And the psychology behind that, guys, is if 3 people are in a conversation together and 2 people are in agreement, the third person wants to be, right? So that's just simple psychology. The other reason that it's so effective is, especially if you're new, like Gavin said, he's pretty well versed in this conversation. Holly just got in. She's not. Now, fortunately, we're not talking about anything difficult. We're talking about coffee. Do you drink coffee, and can I get some samples over to you? So not a lot to learn, but somebody might hit you with a question like, hey, what's in this stuff? Brand new, you haven't read all the ingredients and researched them and know about nootropics and to speak educatedly on it. So you can put somebody on a 3-way call to answer that question for you. Like if they're like, hey, I loved it, what's in it? Well, great. Let me put my buddy Gavin on the phone, right? And it's like you're phoning in customer support, and he can answer that question for you. So for one, there's no pressure on you to know everything because there's always somebody that you can pass the ball to answer questions for you. And this is what you call on-the-job training, because the more that you pass the ball, you're hearing the answers to the questions as well. And you get to be where Gavin's at, where he knows what's in it now because he heard somebody else explain it. If they ask how to order, he knows how to do that now because he saw somebody else explain it to him. If they ask about the business, that's huge. Hey, did you try it? I tried it and I love it. I think I know some other people that would like this too. I want to hear more about the opportunity. If you're brand new and they hit you with a question like, how's the comp plan work? What's the very first goal? You're going to be like, whoa, I just got in. I don't know anything other than it's awesome coffee that I'm excited about sharing. Tell you what, my buddy Gavin, he knows comp plan better than anybody. Let me see if I can get him on the phone real quick and hook you up. And you're phoning in customer support. And the last thing I'll say, and I'll be done because there's a lot of great leaders on here. If you think it in your mind as phoning in customer support, you'll never, ever, ever, ever feel timid to do it. Sometimes people are like, I don't want to do the whole 3-way. I don't want to pressure people. If you're thinking of it that way, like Chris said, whatever you're thinking, the other people are going to mirror that energy. So just put it in your mind where it fits. I'm not doing anything other than getting customer support on the phone, and that's not intimidating at all. And when I get, what happens when you get customer support on the phone? They help, right? So you're just getting customer support on the phone to help. That being said, I don't know what the next topic is or the next leader that wants to chime in, but y'all take it.
Did everybody catch right there by like a show of hands or a comment? Did everybody catch that I actually just passed the ball to Vince and modeled exactly how to do it without you even catching it? Just curious.
So, guys, this is about showing you how to do it versus telling you how to do it. You know, so many times in life and business, people want to go and tell everybody what to do. We wanted to have people share the way that they pass the ball, so where you get to see how they pass the ball. You get to hear, you get to experience it. So we're not just saying, hey, do this. And over and over and over, guys, I mean, look, we're doing it with stories like, oh my God, that's an amazing story. Hold on. And you call somebody else and say, oh, you got to hear this story. And let a customer share a story, a testimonial. And that's probably better than even having, an upline, all that. Shane did make a great point earlier. Don't use upline, downline, sideline, all that stuff when you're talking with new people, because they don't know, network marketing code. They have no idea what you're talking about. You sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. You say, hey, let me introduce you to a friend, a support team, whatever you want to call them, that is a normal thing that makes sense to them. If they've never done this kind of business and you're saying sideline, upline, whatever you just spoke Greek, Chinese, whatever you want to call it, they have no idea what you're talking about. So who's next?
Hey, Chris, it's Sean.
Go.
So, hey, guys, I just want to point out a fact that there are them individuals who just absolutely kill it without three-way calls. Like, they just have that posture. Maybe they've been an entrepreneur most of their life, and they have that talk down. Here's the deal. That will not duplicate through their business. It just won't. How many people are they going to find just like themselves that can go and build it without three-way calls? It doesn't happen, guys. You have to remember, in this profession, everything that we do is based on duplication. If you can't duplicate it with your teenager, that's really the level that it needs to be on. It needs to be that easy. If it's too much harder than that, you're not going to have mass duplication. And one other thing too, and this is just my personal opinion, personally, and I'm sure there's different, different reasons and different various degrees, but I'm just going to share this with you. If you don't pass the ball and you just think you're going to go do it on your own, that is just strictly out of ego or out of a lack mentality. You're afraid to get other people involved with your business. And in the long run, that's going to hinder, because once again, you're not going to be able to have duplication in your business. Personally, one of the things that Kim and I absolutely love to do is to reach out sideline, the people outside of our group. And we have accountability partners and mentors that are not even involved with our personal business. People in other businesses, in other companies that are in the profession that we learn from and we talk to. And, a good friend of mine just came back online the other night. He's been offline for 6 months. And, I reached out and had a good conversation. And I'm like, hey, bro, where you been? So you can learn from everyone. But if you have a lack mentality where you're scared to talk to people outside your team, every morning on our coffee talk conversation that we have, 7 o'clock every morning, we have people on there that is not in our business. For whatever reason, they're not finding the help where they're at. You're welcome to join our business. You're welcome to join, not our business, but you're going to stay where you're at. But we're going to mentor and coach you from where we are. That's just how this business should be done.
Did we lose Sean?
Sorry, bro. You know my internet. Somebody go, please.
Who's next? Who's next? Any topic, any leader, any.
No bite mommy.
I got, well, don't bite mommy. I'll roll on a topic if we don't have another one planned. The simpler, Gavin says this all the time, the simpler that you keep this business, the faster you will grow. I got a buddy on here tonight. It's his very first meeting, right? And he's just getting up and running. His name's Justin. And he's like, hey, how does all this work? I'm like, don't worry about that. And he's like, how does all this work? I said, don't worry about that. He said, well, what about this? I said, don't worry about that. He said, yeah, but I was like, no, you don't need any of that stuff. The only thing that you need is two things. We have a goal to get customers and a goal to get promoters. And the conversation and the execution is the exact same for both. Here's how this looks. If you're looking to get a customer, ask somebody, hey, do you drink coffee? Yes, I do. Great. I'd love to share a sample with you. And then once they try their sample, they're in. Because when they try their sample, the coffee does all the heavy lifting. Easy. New customer. If you're looking for a seller, ask somebody, hey, do you drink coffee? Yes. Do you know anybody else that drinks coffee? Yeah, actually I do. Okay, well, silly question. Are you allergic to making extra income? And every single time they start laughing and go, ha, 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 no, I'm not, actually. And I go, great, I'd love to share a cup of coffee with you. Let me know if you like it. If you like it, start sharing it with people. You'll make money. And they go, huh, that sounds really easy. I said, yeah, I thought so too. That's why I'm doing it. They're like, And then to tie in the last topic, after they've tried it, if they ask a question, which, by the way, you'll only ever get 3, hey, I tried it. What's in this stuff? Or how do I buy this stuff? Or how do I sell this stuff? It's the only 3 questions you get. The moment you get it, no big deal. Put customer support on the phone and they'll close it down for you and they'll book it in. Like, that's it. There's nothing. And that's why Justin was like asking all these questions. And I'm like, but he's like, what about the comp plan? And what about the, yeah, you need to know the strive for 5. That's as basic. If you can count the 5, that's all you need to know. Then what do? Help those other people that help your 5 get their 5. Well, then what do? Help those 5 get their 5. Do I need to know anything else? No. If you master, hey, do you drink coffee and can I share a sample with you? And then if you know the strive for 5 and help others to do the same, like literally there is nothing else you have to learn in this business. If somebody asks you a question about obedience and you can't get your coach on the phone, your customer support, send them a link to your website. Not only are the ingredients on there, here's the beautiful thing. They can also, after reading the ingredients, they can make a decision. They can make a decision to buy right there. Hey, what's in this stuff? Here's my link. They look at it and they're like, hey, this stuff's only $40. Oh man. And they order. It's simple. I don't know what other topics y'all actually want to cover, but this is a very easy business. Keep it simplistic in your mind. Some people get what I call a paralysis of analysis, meaning they try to break down every detail before they do anything. It's called the constipation of logic, right? Meanwhile, you got like silly guys like Gavin and I that are just running like stupid with our hair on fire, if I had any. But you know what I mean? And like him and I are addicted to seeing how many people a day we can say, do you drink coffee and can I get a sample to you? And whoever does that the most wins.
I'm thinking I should take a rinse first.
That would be awesome. I need to take a rinse as well. And, you know, I've been sitting out in the heat all day long. And I'm listening. Whoever unmuted themselves, can somebody please mute them or can they mute themselves? Wow. It's that time. Who is that? I'm curious. That would be either Keto Mommy Liz or that would be Karen Taylor. So if one of y'all can please mute out, that would be amazing.
It was somebody else. I muted him.
So, Vince, or I wanted to kind of, it totally shifting gears, but I wanted to add this because Chris and I were talking about this earlier. Or Vince, were you done? I assume yes. So Chris and I were talking earlier, guys, a lot of people are working this business part-time, okay? Like 10, 20, even less than that hours a week. I find that I have, especially on my team, and this is all over, this is in this industry, this is in this company, a lot of people spend so much time playing catch up with all of the resources you have to build your business that you never build your business. And it's crazy because we have all these Zooms. We have the opportunity Zooms. I do trainings in my group. If you're on a team here with a leader, you have trainings too. There's so many incredible people. But look, if you only got a certain number of hours in the week and you're truly building this in your part-time, prioritize doing three-way calls and starting new conversations and creating good content for social media over catching up on, a team Zoom from last week. Because the thing is, the simplicity of how to build this business and get paid. Vincent just went over it. We go over it every week. Do you drink coffee? Have you heard of the Happy Coffee? Have you tried the Happy Coffee? Oh my God, tell your story. You got to try this. It's either $80 or I can get you a sample. That's it. You can get on 1 million team Zooms and the process is never going to change. These Zooms are to hold you accountable. They're to get you fired up and to re-spark you every Monday night so you have an awesome week, or so you close out the month as strong as you can possibly close the month out. The opportunity Zooms, guys, the opportunity. You're here. You're in it. You don't need to sit on every opportunity Zoom, but what you should do is volunteer your testimonial here and there, or plug your team in, or plug people that are interested in the opportunity or that asked you. Like tomorrow, everybody that I've sampled the product to, that samples are currently out, I'm going to say, hey, are you free at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight? They're going to say, yes, I am. I'm going to say, great. Well, here's what I want you to do. There's an opportunity Zoom. I know you're super excited. I want you to listen in on this. They're going to say, okay, I'm going to plug them in. But you sitting on the opportunity Zoom for an hour 3 times a week, that's 3 hours you could be building your business. That's 3 hours you could be talking to someone on the phone. That's 3 hours you could be adding 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 new friends on Facebook, or going to meet someone at the grocery store. Guys, opportunity Zooms aren't going to build your business. Getting on Zooms will only build your business in the sense of getting you fired up enough to go build your business. But there ain't anything you're going to hear on this call really that is going to get you to go do anything different. The process is the process.
Gavin, can I take you back?
Absolutely. Vince, you're better at this than me. I'm brand new to the
No, man. So look, and this is very, very, very important to what Gavin was just saying, because a lot of y'all are super, super, super busy. I got a guy that's on here tonight. Again, I've mentioned his name. His name's Justin. He's folding clothes and he's multitasking right now. Just hold my fingers. Justin, how many children do you have? He has 3. 3 or 4? 3. So this is a single dad that has 4. Sorry, buddy. He has 4 children and he's a single dad. And whatever. It's a detail, buddy. Don't worry about it. 3 children. You have 3 children. It's okay. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. He's a single dad. He has 3 children and he works probably 50 to 60 hours a week at his job. So needless to say, he doesn't have a lot of time to build this. And so what Gavin was talking about is basically letting y'all know, if you're going to put work into your business, don't do busy work, productive work, because not all of you have a whole lot of time. So only do activities in your business that are going to grow your business. Do not do activity ever in your business that's going to just absolutely kill your time that you could have been producing something. So if you're wanting to know what those productive actions are, we have a list, and I'm not going to go down all of these because we have a Saturday training Zoom that it explains it. But if you want to know how to be productive with a very, 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 very short period of time, we have something called the 6 list. And the 6 list, realistically, if you have 45 minutes a day, you can knock off every single thing on the 6 list. Quickly, here's what they are, and I'm not going to go into depth on any of them. 1, personal development, 30 minutes a day. So when you're driving back and forth to work, listen to a podcast or an audiobook. That's it. And you are going to do that anyway, so it doesn't take any time. Next one, add 10 people a day to your Facebook or whatever social media of your presence. New eyes, new opportunities. Next one, connect with at least 5 people a day. What's that mean? Ask 5 people a day if they drink coffee. That takes no time. And then what? Follow up with 5 people a day that you've already talked to, because fortune's in the follow-up. And then what? Sing happy birthday to people. I know that sounds silly, and I'm not going into the psychology of it, because, again, we have great meetings on that. But sing happy birthday to people. That sounds weird. It is weird. But want to know what? Making $20,000 a month is weird, too. Like, if you do uncommon things, you'll make uncommon money. Last thing is go Facebook Live. And for some of y'all, that dorks with you because you watch a Gavin T, Chris Schweda, a Ricky, whoever you watch, and you think you have to be as good as them. What you don't understand is you're actually more powerful than them for the very simple fact that you are new, right? Because when people watch Ricky and Chris and whoever, take your pick, Like, people watch that, they're inspired by it, and they're like, that's incredible. But they're also, their self-image is thinking, man, I can never do that though. And then all of a sudden, you do a live and you let them know, hey guys, I'm nervous as all get out. They can see your hands shaking, your voice is really unsure, but you're still saying some good stuff, and people will hear that and they'll go, that must have took so much courage to do that, because I can see how nervous they are. I relate to that.
Hey, Vin,
Go for it. Go for it.
Let me cut you off because we're going on an hour already. And what I'd like to do is give an opportunity to the new people that hopped on the Zoom tonight. We should have done this 30 minutes ago. Like Hallie, are you out there? She just hit gold tonight, and I want her to come in and kind of share how she did that so quickly and within a few weeks being in the business. Hallie, you out there? Can you hear me? Okay, maybe not. But okay, guys, it's been 55 minutes. Thank you all for hopping on the Team Zoom tonight. You guys have a great night, and then we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Thanks all.
Good night, you guys.